Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm just need a moment to get this live on Instagram. There's always many buttons to push to get things started. Are we ready? Okay, great. So I'm going to start us off with a little week ahead frequency reading. And then we'll take a moment to reflect on that energy and decide, what do I want for my week? How do I want to feel this week? I like to think about the energies that are here, that are around us, so that we can be more gentle on ourselves, so that we can be more supportive of ourselves as well. And I also see it as a way of being able to work with the energies that are present so that we can get the most out of it by essentially going with the flow of what is already present. I'm going to switch my chair out for just a second though, because I remember from the last time, this is a squeaky chair and I just, I don't want the squeakiness. Let me grab my other chair that's not squeaky. Oh, okay. All right. Non squeaky chair. Here we are. Okay. Let's tune in. So while I will bring in energies from other parts of life, I do tend to focus primarily around business, positivity, and I feel like there's a lot of fluctuation in mood right now. So what I'm feeling in our collective is that um yeah, that like emotions are probably going to feel kind of up and down lately, that just based on what's in the air, just don't be surprised if you need to give yourself a little bit of extra time and a little bit of extra love to be able to support yourself emotionally, to be able to support yourself physically, to be feeling your absolute best. So I would really say, if you have your morning routines, hello, is it how do you say your name? Shubham? I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I pronounce it incorrectly. But if you have like a morning routine, I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting in front of this and looking at the pattern of how you have been feeling, how this last week has been going for you, and taking that as input. It's 11:11 on the clock as I say that, seeing that as input, and then adjusting your morning routine so that you can actually support yourself and have a different week and have less up and down through the rest of it. Okay, so I also see the hangman card coming in upright. It's about pausing, surrendering, letting go, being open to new perspectives. Okay. So I do feel like there's something with many people in our collective where things are feeling a little stuck, where the momentum is feeling like it's not as easy as it once was. And I feel as though I really want you to take the opportunity here this week to just work with these energies instead of fighting against it. The boys, I'm doing a week ahead reading. So essentially, what I'm doing is I'm tuning in to what energy is present in this week ahead, and then seeing how can we best work with the energy of what's here. How can we look at how the week ahead is presenting itself, what opportunities that there are for us, so that we can tune in and have the best week possible by working with that energy. Is what pink? Let's be I'm happy to answer questions, but I'm curious what that means, swap pink. We also have an upright card coming in for the Seven of Pentacles, talking about long term view, hard work, perseverance, sustainable results. So I feel like right now, this is a time to look at like your money goals, what you want to be making in your business, what you want to be creating in your business, and actually be willing to do the work. Just like a farmer, they're not going to plant the seeds and like fully have this sustainable farm with all of these crops that are generating money for them, right? And not just put in the work or just have it come to fruition in a day. There's the right balance that's needed between the right now money, right? The right now money, the thing that's going to bring you what you need very quickly, and the things that are going to pay off in advance. I feel like there's a lot of people in our collective who are very much on the journey of really removing that time for money mentality, because essentially you only have so much time to sell, right? In this 3D reality, we have a limited amount of time. And in order to move past that, right, then we have to shift into seeing money possibilities being made in different ways. And so it's about really choosing, what do I want to build for the long term? What am I willing to invest in? What am I willing to show up? What crops am I willing to show up and tend and really like be willing to stay committed to for the long term? So, Ironheart, what's your question? Let me know specifically. I'm going to pull a few more cards. So I do really feel like this slowing down and this surrender is really about being able to open up to some new perspectives, being able to allow something that's a better solution for you to come in and to actually start to make some choices that align with that. Because if we just keep moving along and doing life the same way every day and then wonder why shit's not changing for us, the only person that we can look at is ourselves, right? Like we actually have to be the ones to make a change, to show up differently, to change something. You're not going to have new thoughts. You're not going to have new ideas. You're not going to have new inspiration unless you're willing to show up and be different. So, planting seeds for the future. Hi, Stuart. Yes. Yes. I will see if I could do a few little quick um, card pulls for a few of you, but they're going to be very quick readings since I'm mostly here doing readings for week ahead. And I want to finish just kind of getting that out there right now into the world so that that could be here for the replay. And then I want to look at this energy, tune in, and make sure that we're kind of coming together and we're setting the plan for the week, setting the energy for your week essentially, because I know that what I want to put on here is something that some people can come back and watch and be able to tune into and get benefit from. And if I do too many one-to-one readings right now, we're going to kind of get lost down the rabbit hole. But I know Ironheart, Rhonda, Stuart, hang on just a bit, and then I'll do a few quick card pulls after we get through the rest of this one. So, empath and manifestation is what came up from my business side of the deck. So, empath is really more about being like the kind of person that's the energetic sponge that can really be very sensitive to the people around you, to the world around you. So, be very mindful, right? Being very mindful, very cutesy, very demure. I feel like whenever I say mindful now, my mind sees that so much on TikTok that I can't help but go there. So I feel as though it's important to be mindful about what you're consuming and what you're taking in, and we think about that or hear that a lot when it comes to food, but it also has to do with like people and situations and what you're watching, and noticing that like if something isn't going well, right? Like we have to change factors. Like we have to change our energetic input, or maybe watch the news less, or maybe be on social media a little bit less if we're finding that the result of it is not feeling good. So I really feel like the energy is about like taking a look at last week and seeing where things tripped you up, where you got snagged, where things were just like really days where you're in a funk, and being able to make new changes and new choices this week to have a better week. The manifestation card, it says you're being asked to commit or recommit, or change up sort of like your manifestation practices. I truly believe that you manifest what you are. So if you wonder about people that don't have a quote unquote manifestation practice, like they're probably most likely a person that is very upbeat, very happy, very joyful, a person of love, and that returns to them. If you find that you're in a funk, it's natural that you might need some different practices or exercises or activities to help you in making that transition, right? To help you in going about and feeling one way, right? And feeling kind of in a funk, and then different exercises and activities to then get you to feel boosted up, right? To get you to feel boosted up. So, generation, I'm doing the week ahead reading live of energies that are here for the week. And I do read for a specific collective. I call them my heart-led creatives who also happen to have a business. And so you can kind of take in what I'm hearing or feel it out and see if this reading's for you. If not, there's someone out there that probably is. So if you have a specific question, if you're still here watching live, I know that Rhonda Ironheart, Stuart, you were asking about something specific. So I will go ahead in just a moment and do a few really quick reads for those of you that were asking, but I want to make sure that you're still here live. So go ahead and drop your question down, make it a specific question, allow it to be something that can go beyond a yes, no answer so that I can tune into it and we'll pull a card for it. I will say as well that I have a special going on until the end of August. So if there's anybody that is watching now that catches this on the replay that would like to do a one-on-one reading with me for 1 hour via Zoom, then that's on sale for $99. I have 8 more spots. So it will be 8 more spots or till the end of August. Until those 8 spots are filled or the end of August, you can send me a message. I usually have some kind of a link in bio or a way that you can DM me. Okay, so Rhonda, you're asking about what will be coming in for love with Matt or Rex. Okay, so Rhonda, anytime I do a reading for love, I'm going to make it about you, because that anything that we create in terms of love happens within us. And these readings are actually, I think there's a big misconception that readings are just going to tell you your future. The misconception is that you don't just have one future. There's very few things that are fated, that are set in stone already. Same for the other people that you're asking about. So you are getting to choose. And so what I want you to place into your mind, Rhonda, right now is what you want. I'm all about showing up and getting you aligned with what you want and really helping you to make the shifts within yourself that are going to be possible for that. So I will pull a card based on that. All right. Yes, Maggie. I'm glad that you are so passionate about that, but I don't know what that has to do with what we're talking about here. Okay, so I have upright for you, Ace of Pentacles, abundance, manifestation, opportunity. You know what's interesting is I feel like for you, Rhonda, like things are like, would it make sense that you're more like career or like money or finance focused? Because you're asking me a question about love, and I get this other very money focused card. The Magician card coming in, and then the reverse card. So I will say right now that um, the Death card is symbolic. People get all their panties all in a bunch about it. It is symbolic. We're talking about ego deaths here. So it's reverse. So in the reverse, it's about resistance to change or fearing change or stagnation. So I'm gonna say like what we do in in one place in life, we typically do in many places in life. So for you, Rhonda, I do feel like this feels like a season of your life where you're more like I think focused on getting your like financial ducks in a row is what I'm seeing. I also feel like you're kind of hanging on and hoping that things are going to change with whatever your work or business situation is now, but it feels like there's something better, but that the comfort of that change, the discomfort of making that change, I feel is like having you not want to take the leap. But I do feel like there's this gut feeling where you feel like you've been knowing to have to make some kind of change in work or in business, but you've been resisting it. I feel like in love, I actually feel like there's a lot of fear of love because there's fears of like abandonment and stuff like that that go along with it. What we want on a conscious level, you're like, oh, I want to be with Matt or Tony or whoever their names are. Like the thing is that there's certain fears that people have that sometimes we say that we want it, but there's a part of us that is actually really fucking afraid of it. And so I do feel with you, Rhonda, that you need to look at the fear of loss because if you're afraid, oh, if I get this and if it goes away or if something hurts me, I feel like there's some things within you that I would work on healing in order to make you a better point of attraction for love. I would also make it less about the person and more about the traits and qualities that you're wanting in that relationship so that there could be a bit of surrender and movement. Okay. You're so right. Thank you. Thank you, Rhonda. I do have that special as well. So if you want to go deeper together, you want to get on Zoom one-to-one live, you can feel free to contact me and we could do that $99 special. It'd be an hour on Zoom, one-to-one. And you can send me a message, or I would say you can send me an email as well. It's Ashley at AshleyN as in Nicole Bradley.com. Okay. What will happen for me, Ironheart? What will happen for me this time as the opening for that post is December. Let's see. I've given my interview, got rejected twice for the same post, but someone else is trying for me again internally. Okay, so you're wondering about what's going to happen with that. Okay, Ironheart, let's do a quick poll for you. Thank you, Rhonda. Okay, this will be the last quick one, and then we're going to go on to the rest of the week ahead stuff. Okay, so you are we're coming in with the six the four of cups, but it's reversed. So it's about sudden awareness, choosing happiness, acceptance, retreat, withdrawal, checking in for alignment. I want you to ask yourself why you want this position, because I feel like you're welcome, Rhonda. I feel like I want you to get clear on why you want it, and I also want you to get clear on how you think you're going to feel when you have it, because anything that we're going after in life or wanting to manifest or create or bring about, ultimately it's because how we want to feel when in the having of it, right? So I also got for you in reverse the 8 of cups. So interesting, cups in the traditional tarot, it's about our more kind of mental our pardon me. It's more about our fulfillment and our internal world as well as our emotions. And so even though it's something related to business, I do feel like there's something internally that this really signifies for you. I really want you to be mindful because I feel like the ego is really like kind of leading this, in that I feel like if you get this or if you don't get this, that there's stories that you have about what this means for you. And I feel like that can be really off energy to manifest and create from. So with that 8 of cups reverse, the energies that have to do with this card are trying one more time, indecision, aimless drifting, avoidance, fear of change, or fear of loss. Yes. So I'm a really big fan of this author named Tosha Silver, where she talks about how sometimes we have to let like the things that we feel like we have to have in life like soften into a preference. Um, I'm really feeling with you that I would surrender this to like your higher power, whether that's God, whether that's source, universe, like to basically like essentially say, okay, God, source, universe, like, you know that I, like, really want this position, like, in my heart, like, I know what you really know about me is my gifts, about how I wanna help this world, about the purpose that I have in this world, and for me, like, this job here, like, it really feels like the best way that I have seen to be able to maybe have X amount of money, have this schedule, serve the world in this way, like whatever it is for you, be specific in that ask and say, but you know what? I'm going to surrender this to you, that I really trust that there is a higher power that is really here, that's supporting me, that everything's always working out for me. And I really trust that if it's not this, that there's something better that you have for me. If there is something better for me that I'm not seeing, or if it is this job, I really surrender to you in order to really show me, right, what's in my greatest and highest. What is in my greatest and highest here? Because I feel your energy is like, "Ugh," like that. It's like I have to have it, and there's all of this stuff wrapped up, and I really just need you to kind of relax, like relax a little bit and like ease up and really trust that things are working out for you. I really like how it's talking about trying one more time, but typically if we're clutching something, if we feel like we have to have it, it's really difficult for things to come to us when there's like that kind of energy surrounding it. So I would say to this week, focus on like the feeling, like imagine in your mind or pretend as if it's already happened, but also like surrender it to your higher power at this point, because I think there's just a little bit of relaxation. Anyway, okay, so our week ahead, we talked about in this reading, like what's here, like what's the energy that's here, how can we support ourselves. I want everybody to really consider, how do you want things to end like up this week, whether that's on Friday, whether that's on Sunday, however you want to think about it, to really take a moment to connect in with what would be a great week for you. So that might be some certain ways that you feel, that might be some ways that things are getting done, things that are happening, things that are moving forward somehow. And I'd write that down. If you have something near you that you can write that down. Okay. And now I want you to think about, who's the person I have to be, right? Since I'm a part of this, I'm creating this. And who is the person? Thanks, Ironheart. I appreciate it. So who's the person that I have to be? If I want to create this at the end of my week, who's the person that I have to be, or what are the qualities within myself? So that might be, ooh, you know what? I feel really good. And I know that when I'm like joyful and playful, that things just seem to like happen for me. It seems like when I'm joyful and playful, that like shit just like clicks into place. And I love that. Thank you. I would also say that there might be an essence of being like, "Ooh, how can I bring my like queen or king energy? Like the one that really trusts in myself, like the one that like knows how powerful I am, the one that knows my own strength." Or maybe it's things like focus, like I want to be really focused this week, or really making sure that I take care of myself. So, based on what you wrote down about what you want to create and how you would like to create this week, we're zooming out a bit and we're looking at, okay, who's the person that I'm going to be to create this, right? And so this is a way that we send our energy out in front of us in order to make our week a little bit easier. We're going to send our energy out in front of us. I know that sometimes Mondays can feel challenging for people, just depending on where you're at, your level of satisfaction in the work that you're doing. But I like to dance because I do my energy stuff in a different way. I think meditation has its place, everything has its place. But I like to dance because I find that it brings a sense of playfulness that when we bring in movement, we're actually also moving the energies in the body, right? There's that proven mind body connection. And so, our emotions and different things and our traumas, they get stuck in our body. So movement actually allows the energetic cycle to complete, as well as like we have an energetic system within our body, right? And really what this body is like a receiver of that divine energy. But if we're really closed down, if we're really blocked, if our life force is like really struggling, it can be very hard for us to be a receiver of that energy. So I want to invite you to dance with me. And I really want you to have some fun, let your inner child lead, and to remember that this dancing, like, I mean, it can be this if you want it to be, but it's not necessarily meant to be like an up into club, like I'm trying to impress somebody. It's really here for you. It's here for a space as well. I really want you to get that sacral chakra. So I feel like getting those hips moving and breathing, and almost like imagine that you can kind of go inside and kind of almost move around energy. So if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling like something's blocking your path, I invite you to like move your hands and like just we're gonna dance together, okay? And we'll take a few minutes to just kind of check in, see how we're feeling, and wrap up. But dance is the way that we're gonna take what you wrote down of who you want to be, right? And we're gonna bring it into the body. That's, I think, the thing that most people skip is bringing it into the body. Okay. So, for me this week, my intention is to be really joyful, really playful, to be a person who is love, who radiates love, to be focused in all of that. And to really, I feel like, kind of bring my kind of expressed performer state into this, right? So I'm going to invite that in, and I want you to think about, before I start this music, what you want to invite in. Okay. I'm trying to think what music we should do. Let me move my chair. Let's see. I think we're going to go with some Lizzo today cuz I think that sounds good. Hey Alexa, play Lizzo. So I want you to dance. Okay, let me turn this up. Okay, I'm going to move now. Doesn't matter if you look good. Have fun. Remember when you were a child and you would do things just because they were fun? That's this. And take up space. All the space you can. I might go out of frame. Just take up all the space you can with your play right now. And don't forget to move those hips, okay? That really gets your sacral energy going when you move those hips. And do your check your nails, baby, how you do? Okay, Alexa, stop the music. Let me get my chair back. Alexa, stop. Okay, so we're gonna check in. We're gonna see, how are we feeling? I feel after a dance, I also did Orange Theory this morning, so I feel like my body is already a little bit tired and sore from this morning's workout. But I always feel energized, uplifted. I feel more of a sense of like lightness and play, and anything that might have been present that was like less than desirable for me tends to soften after a little bit of a dance. So check in, notice how you feel. I just want you to take a few nice deep breaths in together. On that exhale, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Releasing anything that came before this moment, because you know that your power, all of your power, the power that you are, rests here for you in this moment. I want you to go within for a moment, maybe place your hand on your heart if that's helpful for you. And I want you to know that you can hear your inner being, your soul self. You can connect with that part of you, the part that has all the wisdom, the part that has all of the answers for you in any moment that you'd like. And so I want you to ask that part of you if there's anything important that it wants you to know in this moment. You might receive the answer with some visual impressions. You might hear some words or get some thoughts. Just receive whatever comes in. Don't second guess it. Good. And now I want you to ask that soul self, that inner being, that higher part of you, what is mine to do today? Because we are children of the divine, right? We live in this amazing place where we are supported, where things click into place. It's not all on your shoulders to make it come together. But there are some things for you to do, some places for you to show up. So I want you to ask that soul self, that inner being, what is mine to do today, or what is mine to do this week? And see if anything comes in. It's usually going to be a specific action or a visual image in your mind of you taking a certain task, showing up in a certain way. But again, trust whatever comes in. And now checking in with your body, with your physical self, and saying, body, what do you need? What do you need this week to feel supported, to feel like your best self? Pause for a moment and listen. Good. So let's take another nice deep breath. Breathing it out. Allowing yourself to come back to the present moment, feeling the temperature of the air on your skin, allowing that light of the room to come in through your eyes, maybe feeling the surface that you're sitting or lying on. And opening your eyes if you close them during that quick little check-in. So, whatever you received, I hope that you'll write it down. I hope that you'll take those steps and that you will really get a great experience. I'd love for you to check in with me. Let me know how this week went with this frequency first approach. And I invite you to take a little bit of time at the start of your days to kind of do a mini version of this. Involve some movement to think about who you want to be and to invite in some dance or even like through how you fix your hair. If you chose playful queen energy to like use whatever you're doing in your day to be a place to like bring that energy to life within yourself before you just dive into the day and go about it in the same way as always. Remember, in order for things to be different around you, you've got to start changing some factors here first. Okay. I am going to be diving into my group, which is a playground where we do this together, where we work on some specific energies and frequencies, and it's specifically a place for business owners where we work together and I give them some one-on-one support. And again, I have that $99 special. So there's 8 spots or till the end of August. It'll be a one-to-one session. So it could be a reading, a coaching session, or a combination of the two. I'm Ashley Bradley Moore. I have been your host today, and I am really here to just again help those really heart-led creatives who also happen to be business owners to really come back to themselves, to come back to having a business that feels fully expressed, that allows them to feel like who they are in the world is like fun. They enjoy showing up and serving their clients and having a business and really kind of moving that energy into being the regular energy of how we get to feel every single day. Okay. So goodbye for now. I'll see you next time.